to pick up over the course of the afternoon. Feels like it's 4 degrees here in Foxborough. 27th all-time meeting. New England is 17-9 against Cincinnati. Patriots won the toss. They have deferred. So kickoff specialist for New England, it is Tristan Vizcaino. Third year out of Washington kicking off. Travion Williams, deep man, returnable. We're underway here in New England. Running into a wall off the spin move. Williams goes down. After an 18-yard return, Cincinnati will open up with a first down, and Joe Burrow. 4 touchdowns last week, an interception. You mentioned it, Charles, touchdowns to 4 different receivers. He's got 31 touchdowns now in the season. That's second to Patrick Mahomes, and he is only 3 shy of his already existing club record of 34 touchdowns. From the 22-yard line, Mixon in the backfield, fake it on the quick toss, connection made. Mitchell Wilcox. So they're playing once again without Hayden Hurst. They were hoping to get him back. Calf injury for Hurst. They pick up 8 yards on the play tackle made by Marcus Jones. This offensive line, legitimate improvement from the start of the year to now.
Yeah, absolutely, because in the beginning of the season, they were talking about making this offensive line better through free agency and through the draft. They didn't play that well in the beginning, but lately, they are really protecting Joe Burrow.
Jamar Chase named to the Pro Bowl. Burrow looking down the sideline. Higgins, 50-50 ball. It's caught by Higgins, more like 80-20 when you get Higgins involved. Working that sideline, and just like that, Cincinnati's in New England territory. That's a 39-yard hookup.
And he worked the sideline, and he also worked Marcus Jones, number 25. Watch Higgins. He touches Jones, so he feels where he is, and I think he subtly controlled him on it, too. Because by him having his hands on Jones the way that he did, he could push off subtly, deftly, and then go up and get the football without Jones making a play on it. A veteran play by T. Higgins.
Line of scrimmage is the 31. The officials stop play here.
Prior to the snap, timeout, New England. This is our first charge timeout. This is a 30-second timeout.
Appears they had an extra man on the field as well, so that might have been just to avoid the penalty. Bill Belichick, we asked him about that 3-headed wide receiving monster. He said what they do after the catch is so impressive, the explosiveness, and the fact that these guys do it in different ways. When we spoke with Kyle Duggar, he broke it down. He said Chase, after the catch, is hard to deal with. Higgins, the catch radius. And boy, the intermediate routes. They all bring a little something different to the table.
And how about his scouting report? Right out of the gate, we saw T. Higgins with that catch radius going up and taking it over the top of Marcus Jones.
So New England using a timeout. Cincinnati in business at the 31 of the Patriots. Burrow fakes the handoff. Protection holds up on the dump off for Joe Mixon. Catch and run, lowers the shoulder, first down. Cincinnati is moving the football with ease right now. That's 17 yards for the Bengals. Defensively for New England, the rankings this year are very good. Number 6 in team defense, number 7 in scoring defense. They get to the quarterback, a lot of pressure. Matthew Judon going to the Pro Bowl for the 4th time in his career. Secondary, the mix, youngsters, experience. All in all, though, the offense has not done a good enough job putting touchdowns on the board. So despite the fact that the defense has played as well as they have, they're a 500 club. Joe Mixon drives to the 10. Picks up 5 in the process. Gottschall with a tackle for New England.
We'll go back to a question you asked Joe Burrow in our meeting with him. You asked him about weather. You know, how do you affect? Does it do anything? And he was just very, very matter of fact, I thought, when he said, yeah, weather's an issue, but how do you deal with it? You know, in other words, let's just go deal with it. And so far on this drive, Cincinnati has dealt with it like there is no weather issue. There is no coldness out here. Let's just play our game.
Here's Burrow out of the gun on 2nd and 5. Catch made. T. Higgins lowers his shoulder into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. And they just moved it down the field with ease. Jonathan Jones was trying to keep him out of the end zone.
Yeah, but watch T. Higgins win the route there on the separation, and then watch him finish it off with dropping the shoulder and running over Jonathan Jones into the end zone. So he does it twice on him. Gets away from him first to make the catch, and then takes him on one-on-one and barrels into the end zone. T. Higgins, a focal point of this first drive for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Evan McPherson on for the extra point. Just get the sense, Charles, Cincinnati, they know they're good. And the kick is no good. The Bengals are playing with a swagger right now that they know they belong among the elite teams in the league.
Sitting right on the line between
receiving end. And maybe the only issue right now for Cincinnati, McPherson has missed a bunch of extra points from the 6-yard line. Marcus Jones returning, slowed down and goes down at the 25-yard line. That's a 19-yard return. For those of you expecting to see the Houston-Tennessee game, that Texans-Titans matchup in Nashville is delayed by 1 hour. The impact on the power grid in Nashville, so they're trying to minimize that because of the extreme cold. Those blackouts will be ending soon, so we're going to get you out to that game once it starts. The kickoff right now is scheduled for 2:02 Eastern Time. Cincinnati off to the 6-0 lead. New England 30-24 loss in Las Vegas. Disastrous lateral gone wrong at the end of the game. Chandler Jones, the former Patriot, taking it in for the touchdown for the Raiders. Ramondre Stevenson veers to the outside and picks up a gain of 3.5. Trey Hendrickson there to angle him out. Mac Jones, what'd you think of him in our meeting and in our sit-down getting ready for this game coming off what took place last week?
I saw a young man with extra resolve, not in terms of trying to do more than what he's capable of doing, but wanting to take more responsibility for the offense, for the team, and for trying to make a few more plays to give them a better opportunity.
Stevenson gets the call once again, 3-yard pickup. Mac Jones said, you know, there is ownership in the game plan. He does have a lot of input with Matt Patricia, with the offensive coaches. He said the coaches do a good job of listening. He mentioned, look, you could tell me no 1,000 times. I'll still keep coming with my opinions, though. 3rd down and 4. Jones. Protection held up initially, and now Jones has to run for it. Can he get there? He cannot. Cincinnati makes sure that Jones did not have a lane. The pressure from Reeder. Logan Wilson finishes him off. It's going to go down as a sack. No gain on the play.
He might have wanted a little more input on this play, don't you think, with the game plan? DJ Reeder collapses the pocket inside, and then he can't find anyone downfield. And so when he starts to run, you see the overall team speed of Cincinnati on defense as they got to him in a hurry and dropped him.
The last thing New England needed on offense to open up, a 3-and-out. And that's what they got. Pollardi the punt. Taylor returning from the 23. Right through the middle. He crosses the 40-yard line. Cincinnati will have excellent field position to open up after the 45-yard kick. Burrow's already got a 6-0 lead. Looking for more in Foxborough. There was Katie Claus right there.
Yes, yes. There's always a few that get a little extra in. What's wrong with
the
that?
The double look.
How lucky are we to have them with us, though?
Agreed. Handoff to Joe Mixon. He's met by Dietrich Wise after the 5-yard pickup. Cincinnati's offense, total offense, they're 10th in the NFL. They're 5th in scoring, but they also seem to be playing their best football at the right time. They were down to Tampa Bay. There was no panic whatsoever from the coaches, from the players, and they just took care of business in the second half.
17 points is a hefty lead in the NFL. They're going in the locker room down 17-3. No biggie. Let's go get it. Put up 31 straight in the second half.
2nd and 5. Burrow over the middle to Mixon for a 1st down. 6-yard pickup through the air. They'll move the chains. Cincinnati during the 6-game winning streak, the numbers are gaudy. 30.5 points per game. The point differential plus 59. The turnover differential, it goes part and parcel with teams that are successful. They had 4 takeaways last week. 4 takeaways on Tom Brady. 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles on the quarterback.
That graphic, a great example of what the teams like to call complementary football. Offense and defense working together.
Burrow is 5 of 5 and now 6 of 6. Dumps it off for P-Ride. So even on a play where New England gets pressure, forces Burrow out of the pocket, they pick up 5 yards.
And so now you've got to try and find a way to put pressure on Joe Burrow. So where's Matthew Judon? Number 9. Look at him come inside now. They end up picking that up. Joe Burrow feels it, gets to the edge where Judon normally comes at him, and just throws a little toss, almost like a pitcher picking up a little roller and throwing it to first base. And this time they get yardage instead of an out.
2nd down and 5 at the 43 of New England. Pirine remains in the backfield. Give it to him. Physical runner, tries to bounce off the contact, and the Patriots are ready with Wise on that D-line. It's a 2-yard pickup. When we asked Bill Belichick about Joe Burrow, a lot of things stand out, but more than anything else, he said the guy gets hit hard and then gets right back up. It doesn't affect him on the next play. He's willing to stand in there and do it again and again.
And I think that was the key, being able to not have it affect you on the next play. A lot of guys get up, but they may not have the same sense of purpose being able to play the very next play. Joe Burrow seems to have that.
3rd and 3 for Cincinnati. Burrow feels the pressure. He's going to run for the 1st down. Burrow slides to the 35, 5-yard pickup. Dime package, they take advantage. NFL Today update. Let's go to New York.
Eyeing 2 teams still in the playoff mix.
How about Jared Goff? What a year he's having. His 24th touchdown pass of the season. They tie the Carolina Panthers at 7. That's Shane Zylstra with the touchdown reception. Back to you guys in New England, Ian and CD.
Well, Detroit, we had a chance to see them in person last week. There is a confidence there. They're believing in what Dan Campbell and the coaches are preaching. 1st down, Burrow zings it to the outside, and Mixon tries that shake and bake move and falls forward across the 35-yard line. 3 yards through the air.
Joe Burrow, his ability to survey a field and then find the right target. He started all the way on the right side in looking at targets and came all the way across field to the left side to swing it out accurately to Joe Mixon. Unhurried, unruffled in the pocket. And remember, earlier in the season, he was taking a lot of hits. Yeah, it was a real struggle back there. It wasn't unheard of for him to get sacked 5 or 6 times in a game. Now, those sacks are more like 1 to 2 a game. And Joe Burrow taking all that extra time to find people downfield.
In fact, the last 6 games, 2 sacks or less in each of them. First time in Burrow's career. On a give to Pirine, and he rumbles inside the 30. Penalty marker on the play, Craig Rolstad. The veteran referee is with us today in Foxborough.
Delay game. Offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. Replay, 2nd down.
And the first mistake of the day for the Cincinnati offense so far. Zach Taylor, we asked him about his squad. He said, look, last week didn't have a rhythm in the 1st half. This team shows an unflappable nature. He said, we've got guys who are wired with a killer instinct, both sides of the ball.
And to me, it wasn't him saying we can just turn it on when we want to. It was much more staying the course and believing in what they have, that it will eventually work. And that's what they had against Tampa Bay. They didn't do anything drastically different and just, say, oh, let's go play now. They just kept going, and it turned out well.
A dart from Burrow to Higgins. On a 2nd down and 12, we'll set up 3rd down. Jawan Bentley with the tackle. They pick up 11 yards, so 3rd and short now for Cincinnati. Joe Burrow asked him about Christmas. What was the best gift you got as a kid? He said, a ping pong table. I just went out there and worked at it. He said, so are you the best ping pong player on the team? He's like, top 4, sometimes
yep,
I'm one.
Top 4.
Trent Taylor, Tyler Boyd, Mitchell Wilcox. He gave a lot of credit to the others.
They actually have a 4-person round robin competition weekly, and Burrow said he's been on top once.
3rd and 1. They will convert with a running play to Mixon. This drive remains alive. Working with 6 offensive linemen. That's a gain of 4. Another NFL Today update. Back to New York.
Bills looking to clinch the East.
Well, Josh Allen's doing his part. This could be a 19-yard touchdown pass to Gabe Davis. Bills mix the extra point. Bears still lead 7-6. Back to you guys in New England.
The throw to the end zone. Caught for the touchdown. Trenton Irwin. Joe Burrow is throwing BBs. And the Bengals are rolling.
Well, we saw the end result, Ian, which is Trenton Irwin running from the slot down the middle of the field against 2 deep coverage, and a perfectly thrown ball before Devin McCourty can make a play on it. But what Cincinnati also did was they took advantage of New England changing personnel, got to the line of scrimmage quickly, and ran the play before the Patriots could get totally set.
And the fact that everybody is contributing, Charles, that also creates chemistry on your team. They've got a big 3 with Chase, with Higgins, and Boyd. Trenton Irwin has found a role. What is going on with Evan McPherson, though? Flag is down. McPherson, who was a hero in the postseason run by the Bengals last season, he couldn't miss a kick.
That's back-to-back here if this one stands, and 5, that would be 5 on the year in terms of PATs, and that's just not normal for a guy that's nicknamed Money Mac. Let's see if he gets another shot at it.
I wonder if it's against New England, if they'll go for 2.
They might go for 2. Like if they end up putting it at the 1-yard line, they'll bring the offense back out.
The try was unsuccessful. However, on the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense number 95. Cincinnati's elected to go for 2 points from the 1-yard line.
It's Equale giving Cincinnati another opportunity.
And it gives Cincinnati a chance to get back on the normal scoring if they're able to get this 2-point conversion in. After the missed extra point after their first touchdown.
Equale contact with a snapper, Adamitis.
Second time we've seen that, and it's both involved Cincinnati this year. Remember Tennessee? Running over their center.
Looking for 2. Trying to drive in there. Pirine can't get it. Patriots stop him. Kyle Duggar among those defenders that make it happen. Bill Belichick having a chat with Cameron Acord, the special teams coach, about what happened on the previous penalty. But right now it's all Cincinnati. They're doing whatever they want on the offensive end other than Welcome back, Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts. The Patriots are already in a 12-0 hole against the Cincinnati Bengals. All the questions about how they would respond to what took place in Las Vegas last week, well, it's not going well. And they happen to be playing against a team that's as hot as anybody in the NFL right now. Cincinnati, extremely confident, and they're showing it. Return man is Jones for New England. Slowed down and then dropped at the 30-yard line. Pirine on special teams. Tomorrow, the NFL on CBS celebrates Christmas in California. Special late afternoon game featuring the Broncos and the Rams. We'll get you set for kickoff beginning at 4 Eastern with the NFL Today. Happy holidays from the NFL on CBS. Patriots went 3 and out on their first series of the day. Meanwhile, Joe Burrow has gone 9 of 9 for 121 yards and 2 touchdowns for Cincinnati. Mac Jones on a give. Stevenson dances across the 35. Hit by Von Bell on the play. 6-yard pickup downstairs to Evan.
I know Hunter Henry right now. He hobbled off the field after the last series. It's a right leg injury. Nothing official from the Patriots as of right now, but he's in the locker room as we speak. So a big loss early for this offense.
And Evan, he ran into his own man, Jonnu Smith. When they signed Henry and Smith, they thought, we're set at tight end. It just hasn't come together.
Henry had 9 touchdown catches last year, but Jonnu Smith not been the production they expected. And look at that play up front from the Cincinnati defensive front.
Stevenson couldn't break away from Jesse Bates, playing excellent football, signed to that franchise tag, 1 year, $12.9 million. Who knows what the future holds, but for right now, it's working. This defensive group is improving as well.
Yeah, and DJ Reader, number 98, really caused that play. He says, I feel the energy I give our team when I'm out there, and he certainly gave energy there to Jesse Bates to make that play.
Nickel package on 3rd and 6. Mac Jones is off at the feet of Stevenson. Fans react. You could just feel the angst inside Gillette Stadium.
And I would tell the fans they'd react more if he actually threw that ball. It's a good job by Mac Jones not throwing it. It was a quick screen to the right, totally covered by Cincinnati. They jumped on it very quickly. Fortunately, he recognized that, tried to come back to something else, and threw an incompletion. That could have been real jeopardy if he'd thrown that ball out into the flat.
Patriots had a punt blocked last week against Las Vegas. Palardi, the veteran, waiting it for a new snapper. Tucker Addington replacing Cardona. And this one is out of bounds. Palardi
Snap was fine.
mishandled it, and everything is going in the wrong direction. The bottom feels temperatures here in Foxborough. The Patriots as a team are ice cold. Meanwhile, the Bengals are scorching hot. Joe Burrow has been perfect, literally. 9 straight completions to start the game, tying a career high. They tacked on 5 yards, illegal man downfield on that miscue from Palardi. And the Bengals have it at the 49-yard line, already with a 12-0 lead.
And so far in this game, he is laser sharp in understanding what New England is presenting on defense and how they're trying to attack him. And he's had an answer for each and every one of those. He told us in our meeting, I don't get fooled very often. And he's showing it so far here early in the game.
And I didn't take it as cocky.
No, not at all.
Just as truth.
Just preparation.
10 in a row for Burrow. He's on time. Asiasi. So without Hayden Hurst, Wilcox has seen more action. Here's Asiasi getting an opportunity. Marcus Jones with a tackle for New England.
And Asiasi is a former draft pick of the New England Patriots in 2020, a third rounder. That was the 3rd catch of his NFL career. Joe Burrow not afraid to pitch it to anyone out there that presents himself as open.
He was waived by the Patriots, picked up by Cincinnati out of UCLA. 2nd down and 4. Burrow on a give. Mixon gets crushed. Jelani Tavai, loss of 1. NFL Today update. Let's go to New York.
Knights have already clinched, but still playing.
How about Kirk Cousins? He's going to find TJ Hawkinson. The back of the end zone, guys. 12-yard TD pass. Cousins 8 of 12, 77 yards. Vikings lead 7-0. Back to you guys in New England. Ian and CD.
Well, we talk about how New England is trying to recover from last week's game. How about Minnesota using last week as fuel moving forward?
And I was wondering if it would be too much of an emotional debt to them. So far, not the case.
Burrow drops it in the bucket. Trenton Irwin with Devin McCourty over there. Penalty marker on the play back at the 46.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense number 9. Late in the quarterback.
That's Judon.
Penalties half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
So the Cincinnati Bengals will have an opportunity to tack on some more.
Clear.
He got hit from behind by Judon well after the throw.
And look at the catch. Throws it over one defender in front of another. Irwin with the catch. And I read about, trying to get a little background on Trenton Irwin. This guy, Zach Taylor said he's pretty much forced himself onto the team. Made himself invaluable, knows all the positions. Joe Burrow trusts him. Also likes to read a lot of self-improvement books. I want Trenton Irwin's title list because I need to get better myself. This guy is out there getting it done for the Bengals right now.
Were you a child actor as well?
I was, but not in front of a camera.
Oh, just in your own bedroom, in your own brain.
My own little mind.
Trent Irwin comes from a acting background.
He actually got paid for his.
He did. From the 13. Burrow with 2 minutes to go in the first. Pump fake, and he'll chuck it right into the ground. The first incompletion, and New England concerned for one of the offensive linemen. It's Lael Collins, who went down in a heap for Cincinnati.
And there was a lot going on with that play because Zach Taylor had sprinted down the sideline to try and get a timeout.
Offense, number 67. It's a 10-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
So you got a penalty on Volson, but the greater concern right now is for the 8-year veteran Collins.
And as I said before, as the play was beginning to start, Zach Taylor was sprinting down the sideline, trying to get to an official to get a timeout. There was something he did not like before that play even began.
Burrow also got spun around in an awkward fashion with his right ankle.
Suffered a pretty serious injury, had to have surgery, did play in the Tampa game, but he's aggravated it. His return is questionable.
And Irwin is set up double receiver to the right. Handoff to Pirine on a 1st and 20 after the penalty against Volson. Judon and Bryant combined to bring him down. It's a 3-yard gain. So Adeniji will step in and replace Collins.
Remember, he was a part-time starter last year at guard for Cincinnati during their playoff run and their run to the Super Bowl. He also is their extra offensive lineman when they bring someone in the running game. But this drive, it feels to me like if New England can somehow get out of it with a field goal, they'll feel like they're still in this ball game and still have a shot.
2nd down and 17, just over a minute to go in the first. Burrow is looking for the touchdown. Jamar Chase, the intended receiver. He took a stab at it. Incomplete. Jonathan Jones there defensively.
He almost wrapped around Jonathan Jones. Watch the acceleration right there. And just 1/2 step away from getting totally around him. And there's some hand fighting there between he and Jonathan Jones. I like the fact that no flag came out. Both of them had their hands on each other. But he almost wrapped around and turned that into a touchdown.
Tyler Boyd is back in there. He's working out of the slot. Burrow on 3rd and 17. Delivers on time. Jamar Chase inside the 5. Burrow is picking apart this New England defense.
And how about the timing of the throw and the pattern? Exquisite. Watch this. Ball's gone right now. See as he's making the break? His back was to us. Jamar Chase's back was to Joe Burrow as he let that ball go. Supreme trust in the route and understanding his receiver would be where he was expected to be. Big time throw and catch.
Ball is spotted inside the 5, 15-yard completion. Burrow looking for touchdown number 3. He's going to toss it just short of the stands. Dietrich Wise with some heat on Burrow.
And that went through the post, didn't it? I don't think you get 3 for it, but look at this catch. Watch the footwork. 1, 2. Both of them down as he goes over the sideline.
Did he complete the catch, Charles? I think
that's going to be the question, but now that we've run another play, he's off the hook. But I think that the official would determine he'd had it so far off the sideline that at that point he's not going to say he has not completed the catch.
2nd and goal for Cincinnati. On a give. Bouncing to the outside. Mixon cuts it up. Flags fly. Touchdown. He's going to celebrate. He doesn't know there are 3 flags behind him.
Holding offense, number 86. It's a 10-yard penalty. Replay, 2nd down.
Ossie with a hold.
Right in there. And you see him as he reached back. He had position on Judon. And when he lost the position and Judon came back through his body, that's when he reached back and hooked him. And the officials detected it. Boyd back on the field, as you had noted before, number 83 coming back into the huddle. I think that the finger, you know, in this kind of weather, a little different than Tampa weather, trying to work through an injury like that. A lot less pliable on a day like this.
Yeah, had stitches. It was legitimate. Shotgun Burrow on 2nd and goal. Toss it to the outside. Mixon is quickly tackled by Bentley. So the defense is trying to provide a little bit of juice right now for New England with 16 seconds to go in this opening quarter.
Nice play there by Bentley coming out of Purdue, known for its engineering. How about him playing the angles right there? Knew there wasn't a lot of space for Mixon to work with. Took away the cutback lane, kept him pinned to the sideline and tackled him.
Charles, the Cincinnati Bengals have 189 yards of offense. The Patriots have 10. It's 2013 against Denver. 3rd and goal from the 10. Burrow, protection holds up, floats it upstairs, popped up, incomplete. Mixon, the intended receiver. 3 defensive players in the area, including Jawan Bentley.
This coverage was excellent. Double move, and they stay with it. And then in the end zone, I think Joe Mixon almost became a defensive back there. Jawan Bentley all over him in coverage, helps pop it in the air, and goes just a little bit too far past a charging Devin McCourty. Evan McPherson, can he make the field goal? He's struggled with the PAT so far.
I mean, this is basically an extra point. It's a 28-yard attempt for McPherson. Cal Adamitis to snap it. Chrisman holds it, and it is good for McPherson. Bengals in front 15-0. We are just underway in the second quarter. 'Tis the season. More than what could have been a very tumultuous situation.
He handled himself really, really well.
Return man is Pierre Strong Jr., and he gets buried short of the 20-yard line. Michael Thomas on special teams makes the play. It's a 21-yard return. New England has nothing to show for this first half so far. Mac Jones is 0 of 1. Stevenson has 4 carries for 10 yards. They've run 6 plays of offense.
And they needed, after what happened in Las Vegas, they needed Ramondre Stevenson, Jacoby Myers to be able to come out flying. Try and put that behind them. They're their best playmakers anyway. So far, they haven't gotten either one of them activated. And last but not least, how many games have you watched from the owner's box in your career? Terry Edmonds is the man.
Jones. Completion to Jonnu Smith. Gets extra yards after the catch. And the fans react here at Gillette.
They gave him a little juice on that one, and that's, I think, what you're talking about, their reaction. Not the catch. I mean, that's fine. Watch Jonnu Smith. When a little route gets to the outside, that's fine. This is the reaction. Look at the legs. Continue to go, continue to churn. They haven't had much energy, much juice so far early in the game. He gave that crowd a reason to roar and that crowd a reason to believe that this team is still fighting.
CD 6 offensive linemen on this play as Yadni Kajust is in. They're staring at a 2nd and 1. Play clock down to 2. On a give to Kevin Harris. Second effort is enough for the first down. Rookie out of South Carolina, 6th-round draft pick, 3-yard pickup.
Damian Harris not going again today from the University of Alabama, who had been the lead back for 2019-2020 and into 2021, where Ramondre Stevenson started to take over more and more carries, and here in 2022 is firmly established as their #1 back. But since then, Kevin Harris, Pierre Strong starting to get more opportunities for these Patriots.
First down for New England. Myers, the motion man, just trying to get something going here on the offensive end. Play action. Jones over the middle, incomplete. He could not hit Myers on the play, and he got dumped right at the end by Jesse Bates. Hey, for those of you expecting to see the Houston-Tennessee matchup, that game in Nashville delayed to minimize the impact of the power grid in the city. Extreme cold down there, extreme cold throughout the country. Blackouts are ending soon, so they're going to get that thing kicked off at 2:02 Eastern. We will send you to that game if that was the game you were getting here today. Pierre Strong Jr. is now in there for New England in the backfield on a 2nd and 10 from the 30. Jones pump. Little toss over the middle to Strong, met by Logan Wilson for a 5-yard pickup through the air. It's 3rd down. Offensively, New England comes in 25th in the league in total offense, 17th in scoring. They're just not getting touchdowns on the offensive side. A lot of field goals. So for Nick Folk, he leads the NFL in 30 field goals. Oh, that's good news. Not really, because it means you're settling a lot.
You're not paying it off with the touchdown opportunities.
Motion man is Myers. Jones short of the first down. Myers grabs it, needed to get to the 40, gets to the 39. Mike Hilton makes sure that he doesn't get to the sticks, and the fans are booing because the punting unit is coming on.
But the way things are going, watch Hilton 21 in coverage, right there on the spot when the ball is caught. But the reason it was there so quickly was an excellent pass rush, good stunt by Cincinnati. Forced Mac Jones to unload it quickly. Hilton on the spot to take him down. And I understand the fans' frustration, but you do not want to turn the ball over to Cincinnati at this portion of the field.
Pilardi, clean kick, didn't get all of it. Taylor, fair catch called for, just short of the 25-yard line. 37-yard punt. We'll come back in 30 seconds after this from Lowe's. Bengals 15, Patriots nothing. Cincinnati has won 6 in a row. They are 10-4. They've already made the playoffs thanks to the Jets' loss to Jacksonville on Thursday. But they're looking for a division title, maybe even the 1 seed in the AFC. Mitchell Wilcox, the tight end, with the catch just across the 30-yard line for 6 as we check in with Evan Washburn.
Line, we saw La'el Collins get carted off. It's a left knee injury. He is out for the remainder of this game. And then for the Patriots, still no Hunter Henry. It's a right knee injury. He's listed as questionable. Still no sign of him, though, on this sideline.
Well, on the offensive side for New England, Evan, we're just not seeing a whole lot of separation from the wide receivers and DBs. Meanwhile, it's the opposite for Cincinnati. Jamar Chase gets open. First down Bengals on the quick hitter from Burrow. It's good for 11 yards.
And the way that he has started, the way that he has played during this winning streak, I come back to something I thought about him going back to, I think, his rookie year. To me, he's Wayne Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky saw everything before it ever happened when he was playing hockey. He went to the spots where the puck was going to go and end up not where it was at that moment. He sees everything has an answer. That's what I see in Joe Burrow.
They're going to take a deep shot, looking for Chase. Incomplete. Jonathan Jones in coverage. Chase, one of the most explosive players in the NFL, named to the Pro Bowl, NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year last season, and I'm sure he's going to look back and say, yeah, that was catchable.
He kind of brought his hands up just a bit too quickly. I know Jonathan Jones made a play on it, but right there, well, what happened, truthfully, is he let the ball get to his pads. He didn't get his hands in there first. Hit his pad, bounced up, and that put it back in play and turned into an incompletion. As you noted, he's not going to have that happen very often.
2nd and 10. Burrow is putting on a clinic. 15 of 19, 182 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's sacked. Couldn't break away from Judon. 15 and a half sacks on the season from Matthew Judon.
And the best pass rushers, they don't just have one move to get to the quarterback. They will have a next extra one to finish. Look at that. He was going upfield shoulder against Jonah Williams. Since Burrow trying to climb the pocket, made the second move, the counter move, to come inside and collect Burrow for the sack.
Judon came in 2nd in the NFL in sacks. 2 years with the Patriots, 2 Pro Bowls. He had 2 Pro Bowls when he was a member of the Baltimore Ravens.
Look how they shifted the back in there to help with the pass protection.
Timeout called by Cincinnati. Play is whistled dead. So the Bengals used their first timeout.
Prior to the snap, timeout. Cincinnati, it's our first charge timeout. 30 seconds.
You know, good sign when we were talking to Zach Taylor. We mentioned, hey, you've got the 6-game winning streak. You got it rolling. He said, yeah, that's good for your confidence. But we know as a group, we haven't accomplished anything yet. The motivation is still very much there for the ultimate prize. But I think this team just sees themselves as a consistent, stable winner year in and year out.
I think they saw themselves that way before us and the general public did. We're used to these teams popping up, making it to the Super Bowl, and kind of coming back to the pack. To them, it was just the beginning. I think a lot of us looked at it and went, wow, what a great run. Okay, here comes Kansas City and everyone else again. They never saw it that way. They thought they were going to be contenders from day one.
3rd down and 12. They spread it with 5 receivers. Burrow picks one. It's T. Higgins. Very close, but a yard shy.
And this type of place where if you're Zach Taylor, you would think about going for it. You're in control of this game. Your defense is playing really well. I would go ahead and keep my offense out there and try and pick it up. And they're going to bring in an extra offensive lineman, too, as well. This time it looks like number 74, Max Sharping, taking the spot of Akeem Adeniji, who has to be out there now in replacing La'el Collins.
Fourth and 1. Bengals going for it. Burrow loops to the hole for a yard. See where the spot is, though. It is enough. First down.
How about the read by Joe Burrow, though? Normally, quarterback sneak, you're going to go inside the guards, right behind your center. The C gap was open. That means the gap between the guard and the tackle. And he was able to see that and just move to his right and burrow his way in to get a first down.
8.5 to go in the second quarter. 216 yards of offense for Cincinnati. Mixon reverses field, flag down as he gets spun down at the 45. Last week, the ground game was not a big part of it because they were in a hole. They came back through the air with Burrow.
Defense, number 98. That 5-yard penalty will be added to the play. First down.
A collective groan from this crowd at Gillette. The penalty on Carl Davis, the veteran.
And I wondered about that because that penalty flag was thrown all the way from the back judge, Grantis Bell. And oftentimes the back judge is seeing defensive holding. And that means normally the defender trying to hold an offensive lineman to keep him from getting out on a pull or a sweep, anything of that nature, trying to keep him from moving and also hold him up for another teammate to make a play. They caught Carl Davis doing that.
So first down at the 40-yard line of New England. Circling is Chase. Burrow will look in that direction, get him out in space. Makes one man miss, makes a second man miss, and hit from behind as he crosses the 30-yard line. It was Marcus Jones who got caught in the blender. NFL Today update. Let's go to New York.
New York needs to win and get some help.
All right, Daniel Jones doing his part. He's 12 of 16, 108 yards. And this touchdown pass to Isaiah Hodgins, it closed the gap. 10-7. Vikings still lead. Back to you guys in New England, Ian and Adam. And CD, excuse me.
I go with Adam.
Is that your middle name?
It can be. Not a problem.
NFC East is tight. The Giants.
As long as I'm here.
You are here, yeah? This is not a remote broadcast. Throw to the outside. Higgins. They're going to whistle it dead as he got stood up. Jabril Peppers in there. The Patriots play more dime than any team in the NFL. 26% of their snaps has been in dime personnel.
And we're seeing more and more of that across the league. More teams are playing nickel almost as a base defense, which takes you back to college football. You'll see a lot of 4-2-5s, 3-3-5s. That extra defensive back who's a hybrid, more outside linebacker, strong safety type, so that he can play anything that you can adjust to depending on offensive formation.
Steve Belichick, the play caller on defense for New England. Tyler Boyd, another pitch and catch for Cincinnati as Boyd advances it to the 15 on Miles Bryant. So that's good for 11 yards.
You know, throughout this drive and continuing throughout this first half, Joe Burrow being able to see the field, see who's open, go to the right targets. That swing pass that went to Jamar Chase that turned into a first down or near a first down, he wasn't even the primary target. He's supposed to be eye candy, just a guy to take your attention away from other people. But when they recovered, just went right back to him.
Burrow in some trouble. He's sacked. Back of the 19-yard line. Protection didn't hold up. Josh Uche, who has been a sack machine for the New England Patriots. Uche, 11.5 sacks in his last 8 games.
And all of them now, think about this. His previous 2 years in the league, 4 sacks combined. I think good health, ability to practice each and every day. He's been dinged up a lot in his career, but he's out there all the time now, and it's showing in his play. We always knew that he could get to the quarterback. Now he's doing it each and every week.
Uche, second-round pick in 2020 out of Michigan. Loss of 3. Burrow hangs in the pocket, and he's dumped. Flag is thrown. Matthew Judon gets to the quarterback. It's going to stand is the question.
I think he got some help from Christian Barmore as well. So glad to have him back after missing a bunch of games with injury. His first game back was last week against Las Vegas.
Illegal hand. Hands to the face. Defense, number 55. It's a 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And it's Uche.
It's been that kind of day for New England, hasn't it? Even when you're right, you're wrong. They go back-to-back big plays in the pocket against Joe Burrow. The first time Uche gets the sack. The second time, Uche 55. And let's see where the penalty, there it is, right? You see the hand go up into the chin. and right to the face of the offensive lineman, Jonah Williams. Once you get a hand underneath that helmet, underneath the chin, that's going to get called every time if detected.
First down inside the 15. Counted down to the 5-minute mark, second quarter. Burrow from the gun. Pitch it to Pirine. Tries to spin. And the pursuit was there from the New England defense. Peppers, first man leading the charge, then he got a whole lot of help. It's a loss of 4.
Nice pickup right there, because you're exactly right. Watch Peppers 3, as you mentioned, meeting the tight end and taking him back. And he picks back Mitchell Wilcox. And then blue jersey, blue jersey, blue jersey, blue jersey, all getting involved. Coach Belichick, I think he's still talking about the previous play against Josh Uche, wanting to know exactly why that penalty was called.
Back it up to the 19, second down for Cincinnati. Burrow, intercepted. Trying to hit Tyler Boyd. Devin McCourty steps in for the pick. Something to cheer about for New England faithful. Burrow shaking his head. Cincinnati trailing 15-0, but an interception from McCourty sets New England up at its own 15-yard line. They've been held to 31 yards of offense. Kendrick Bourne gets the call, and he's still going. Bourne takes it to the 45. Jesse Bates eventually brings him down. That's a 29-yard rip for the wide receiver.
And we saw much more of this from Kendrick Bourne last season. Josh McDaniels is the offensive coordinator, where he touched the ball more in the running game. Remember the Cleveland game when he ran for 43 yards? So when you take a look at this offense, it needs a spark. It needs something different. That play call there was evidence that they're trying to get it done.
First down, Jones taking a deep shot and looking for Bourne. Incomplete.
My question with this offense is, where's Tyquan Thornton? The rookie out of Baylor. You need a shot. If you want to take a shot play, I would take it with a guy who ran 4.28 at the combine. I want a guy out there who can give me a sprint, and even if it's covered well, you've got an even chance. He's the kind of guy who provides that infusion of speed that they just really don't have on the perimeter. They don't have those game breakers that scare defenses very much getting deep, unless they put in Marcus Jones as a surprise off of defense.
We did see that on a Thursday night against Buffalo. Mac Jones on a quick hitter. Tossed it into some heavy traffic there, but it's a clean catch for 5 yards. Pierre Strong Jr., rookie from South Dakota State, with the grab.
That was a really good catch in traffic. And I go back to the interception with Joe Burrow. Tyler Boyd seemed like, do I even go for it, not go for it? Devin McCourty did and came up with the interception. I think that Joe Burrow expected Tyler Boyd to be a little more active going for the ball when he runs that inside route.
New England #1 in the NFL in picks. They've got it now at the 49 on a 3rd and 5. Jones hit down low, and he goes down, crumbling after the sack from Cam Sample.
And Lou Anarumo, the defense coordinator, dials up man pressure on that one. Bring everyone, have a free safety in the middle of the field, what they call cover one. Everyone a man-to-man coverage with the free safety, and Cam Sample's the first one to get home for the Cincinnati Bengals. Stepping in, getting extra reps this week with Sam Hubbard out with a calf injury.
So it shows the depth on the Cincinnati defense as well, with Sample stepping forward. Hubbard's a big part of the D. Trent Taylor, fair catch called for, so no damage done after the Burrow. In the playoffs in back-to-back seasons, they have never won playoff games in back-to-back years. Burrow makes the connection with Jamar Chase as he crosses the 30-yard line. Jonathan Jones, the tackle, 11-yard pickup. Clock is dwindling down as we hit the 2-minute warning here in the second quarter. Cincinnati in control. They've got a 15-0 lead.
The 2-minute warning.
Come back after this. Yes. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Burrow gets rid of it quickly, hits Mitchell Wilcox, who is hit right away by Marcus Jones, the rookie out of Houston.
One thing about Joe Burrow, when you play this too deep coverage and take away the big shots, he doesn't get bored with completions. A lot of quarterbacks do, and they get antsy and push it. He'll take what you're giving him.
2nd and 11, they give him that to Pirine. Out to the 40-yard line. 10 yards on that little catch and run, but they're a yard short of the first down. 1:24 and counting left in this second quarter.
And when they play that too deep coverage and want you to check it down, they expect you to get antsy and make a mistake eventually.
Burrow, first down. Using the tight ends, Wilcox and Asiasi. Late flag thrown at the 48.
I mean, last week at Tampa, they got the 4 touchdown passes in the second half. 3 to their big 3 of wide receivers and 1 to Mitchell Wilcox. Joe Burrow uses everyone on the field if they're out there.
Personal foul, face maps, defense. That 15-yard penalty added at the end of the play, automatic. First down.
So another one against New England. Coming up, Verizon halftime report. JB, Phil, Boomer, Coach Cower, the whole gang. Nate, NFL scores, highlights coming up on the Verizon halftime report. So they're going to spot the football at the 35-yard line. 268 yards of offense. Time of possession lopsided. Tack on some more. Tyler Boyd. Well, that's a gain, modest one, of 2 yards. Boyd showed us his finger in our sit down yesterday, and it was not a pretty sight. Stitches. He explained that he could see the bone last week after the injury. We're like, I think we're good on the story. Thanks. That might be TMI.
If you want to describe it, that's enough. That was plenty.
2nd down and 8. Burrow in the direction of Pirine, but Jawan Bentley with tight coverage. Bill Belichick had some really positive things to say about Bentley when we chatted with him. Called him a smart player. Came out of DeMatha. Played as a freshman at Purdue. That just shows you, where his football IQ is and his ability to make adjustments on the fly. He sees the field so well.
And he's a guy who's a 3-time captain at Purdue, 4-year career there. That doesn't happen very often. And he's a captain here with the New England Patriots now, and has really vastly improved his pass coverage in his NFL career.
Can New England stop Cincinnati here on a 3rd and 8? We'll build the drama a bit because the timeout is called.
Second charge timeout, New England. This is a 30-second timeout.
Bill Belichick, they're playing the Bengals. We asked him about the connection with Paul Brown, who founded the Bengals, and Bill went on for a good solid 10 minutes.
Yes.
His admiration in his career. 3rd down and 8, 1 minute to go, first half.
Look at him putting Pirine up there for pass protection, and he's got on the backside Chase one-on-one area.
Burrow guns it, extending is Tyler Boyd for a first down. Whatever they need, they get just enough.
And how about the read by Burrow? He had the one-on-one on the backside with Chase, and then they doubled him, so he came off of him and went back to Boyd.
Burrow through the air once again. Pirine goes down at the 20-yard line. 30-yard pickup. And a timeout called. They're going to spot it just short of the 20.
First charge timeout, second charge timeout, Cincinnati. This is a 30-second timeout. Timer, please put 35 seconds on the game clock. 35.
So they'll tack on 3 seconds. 8 different receivers have caught at least one pass today for Cincinnati. Coming up, Verizon halftime report. JB and the gang, latest NFL scores and highlights, all coming up on the Verizon halftime report. It's week 16 in the NFL. You've got the Cincinnati Bengals playing at a very high level right now. Chance to maybe even get that #1 seed in the AFC. New England entered action today at 7-7, still alive, currently the 8th spot in the AFC. If they won their last 3 games, they would get in to the postseason for the 19th time in the last 22 years. But they have the toughest remaining schedule in the league. 35 seconds to go. Second down and 6. Winding down here in the second. Burrow hits Higgins and works his way inside the 5. There's a lot of cushion there.
Charge timeout.
But he's like a power forward playing wide receiver. When he catches the ball, watch how he catches it, and then notice the time before anyone comes into contact with him. They're contemplating that whole deal. They take a look. It's like LeBron James on a fast break. It's like a runaway train. Do I want to get involved? Do I want to go and meet this guy? T. Higgins with that kind of presence. And by the way, he was a tremendous high school basketball player in the state of Tennessee.
Out of Oak Ridge, Tennessee, then a star at Clemson. To Maurice Higgins, known as T. First and goal, Cincinnati. The most completions by any quarterback in a half this season, it's Joe Burrow. He's got 27 today. Shotgun. Burrow. Lofts it. Dropped by Higgins. Jonathan Jones in coverage for New England.
And I think you nailed it on that one. That one looked like it was right in the breadbasket of Higgins. Did Jonathan Jones have an effect on it? Just a tad maybe then with the inside arm, and Higgins couldn't get the second arm up quick enough in order to make sure the catch was brought to his body.
Charles, they are running their 47th play of this first half. New England has 15 plays.
Those are college football numbers, Ian, in today's football. The way they're running this many offensive plays in a half.
Second and goal. Burrow will throw it through the back of the end zone.
Made sure he avoided the sack, avoided the loss of yardage, just got rid of it in a place where there would be no harm to his team. Looked like Dietrich Wise, number 91, was right in his mug.
So it's third and goal for Cincinnati. 299 yards of offense in the first half.
Haven't seen an inside screen to a wide receiver. Got 3 up to the top. If you want to run it, that's where it would go.
Burrow on third and goal. Touchdown! He hits Irwin. The Bengals build on their lead. And Joe Burr is getting it done in the cold.
And what a design, too, because what they ended up doing was bringing 2 to the inside with those 3 receivers to one spot. 2 to the outside, inside. And then to the outside, they break out Trenton Irwin. And he makes a nice catch and absorbs the hit that comes at the end of the play and holds on for the touchdown. Look like Sean Wade, number 26, on the play.
Irwin brings good size. He's 6'2", 207. McPherson curves that one through to give Cincinnati the 22-0 lead. But the chemistry and the belief and trust they have in Irwin, and something that Zach Taylor talked about. Hey, Zach recognizes Jamar Chase goes down. For most teams, that would be a serious issue. For the Bengals, they work through it. Of course, they want Chase, one of the most explosive players in the league, but it just meant a little more time for Irwin. It meant a new role for T. Higgins, and they can move their pieces around and still be who they are.
You know, I mean, we talk to teams all the time, and we always hear some combination of, or some form of, yeah, but we really trust him, meaning the backup. Like, quarterback trusts him, and we go, okay. You know when it cemented for me was when we were in Tennessee, and they ran that third down play with Trenton Irwin on the backside of a formation one-on-one, and he picks up 16 yards. And I thought, yes, they do trust him. That was a play that would have been run for Jamar Chase. And now we've seen Trenton Irwin continue to elevate from there.
So that's 303 yards of offense. They are 9-1 this season when they gain 300 yards or more. They are 10-1 when they score 20 points or more. They put 22 on the board. Patriots will have 9 seconds on the clock after the Pierre Strong return. Mac Jones, 4 of 7, 23 yards. The offense as a whole, 60 yards in this first half.
When I hear you say those numbers, I have to take a second to absorb them. There's the plays that you mentioned, 48-15. First downs, 22-2. Doesn't even seem possible that we would have this. New England's got a lot of regrouping to do. Can they fashion something as Cincinnati did last week in Tampa, coming from 17 down? Can New England come back here in the second half?
8 seconds left. We know what happened last week with the laterals. Nobody is lateraling anything. Jacoby Myers with a catch, and he goes down.
New England, just a 30-second timeout.
Kind of surprised if they're just going to toss it that. I thought they were just going to take a knee and go to the half.
I think a lot of people thought they were going to take a knee and go to overtime last week.
Well, they had that opportunity, but Joe Burrow, he wasn't worried about what was happening in Las Vegas. He's worried about what happens in Cincinnati. What a ball right there. And then this one to Jamar Chase, that timing was perfect. And then how about Higgins winning at the top of the route and then barreling his way into the end zone?
So they will take a knee. Complete domination by the Cincinnati Bengals in the first half here in Foxborough. Mac Jones, first man to the locker room. Halftime is next. 22-0 over the New England Patriots. Ian Eagle, Charles Davis, Evan Washburn down on the sidelines. Happy holidays to everybody out there for the Cincinnati Bengals. The offense is going to get a lot of attention, and rightfully so. Joe Burrow, he did something that no quarterback has ever done. He put up 289 yards in the first half against a Bill Belichick coach team. Never been done before, but the defense also deserves a great deal of credit. They've stymied Mac Jones and the Patriots.
Yeah, and it hasn't been a bunch of incredible plays by their defense. It's been an accumulation of excellent plays, which have led to the fact that New England can't get anything going. Even when you think you're out of trouble, here comes someone else. DJ Reader blows up the pocket. Jesse Bates makes the tackle. Cam Sample gets home on a pressure package against man coverage, which leads to stats as we're seeing here in the first half. Total domination. I know it's Christmas, but it might be Festivus in the Patriots locker room, the airing of the grievances.
Well, maybe they'll have the feats of strength in the second half for New England. Mac Jones will get the football to start this third quarter. Marcus Jones, the return man, as McPherson will kick it off for Cincinnati. Patriots mustered only 70 yards of offense. This is returnable. Jones from the 6. And he's down at the 24-yard line. Hit by Marcus Bailey on special teams. Downstairs to Evan Washburn.
Well, Lion, let's start with the weather. The sun is gone, and it's only getting colder. Got a little bit of water there.
Props.
But this is recently open, completely pretty much frozen. And look, in all seriousness, talking to Zach Taylor about what they're doing in the passing game, impressive. That football is hard as a rock, and he said the guys being physical, yards after catch, a lot of checkdowns, but they're making the most of it. And that's something Bill Belichick prioritized defensively. Have to get after those checkdowns.
Ball comes out. Ramondre Stevenson with the catch. Logan Wilson jars it loose, but it rolls out of bounds. It's cold, very cold here in New England. The wind hasn't been as big a factor as anticipated. It's the second largest halftime deficit under Bill Belichick for New England. They were down 24 points to Denver back in 2013. This is 22-0 Cincinnati. Stevenson was limping just a bit at the end of that play. Stevenson remains in there. Shotgun formation for Jones. Offline and incomplete. Flag down. Nelson Aguilar, the intended target. Devontae Parker inactive today after suffering a concussion.
Pass interference. Defense, number 29. The ball will be placed in the spot of the foul. Automatic. First down.
Cam Taylor Britt, guilty party for Cincinnati.
Remember, he took over for Chidobe Awuzie, who was their best cover guy. And you see the hold right there, the left hand firmly between the 1 and the 5 in the back of Nelson Aguilar. Good call there by Jeff Shears. The field judge had it all the way.
Awuzie out for the season with a torn ACL. Hunter Henry will not return. It's a knee injury for Henry. He is done for the day. Jones trying to lead a drive. Throws it downfield. Separation. Incomplete. Tyquan Thornton, the rookie out of Baylor, got his shot.
Wondering when they were going to dial something up for a guy who runs 4.28 And if you're going to take the shot, take it with the guy who's the fastest, and he doesn't convert the opportunity. The ball's there. It's well thrown. It's right out there where he can go get it, not contested, and he drops it. That's one that he's got to haul in to help his team who's been in a tough spot. You got to try and find a way to drag him out of it. Tyquan Thornton missed his shot.
High school track star from Miami, Florida. Should have been caught. Pitch it. Stevenson. He's dropped, tried to cut it to the outside. No gain on the play. Read well by Logan Wilson of Cincinnati. And it's going to be 3rd down and long.
We've seen Cincinnati a few times this year. You notice how hard it is to get to the perimeter against their defense because of their overall team speed, how they play well, they replace. If you end up cracking inside with a receiver on a DB or a linebacker, someone fills that spot and takes the void. They're very good, very disciplined against the run.
DJ Reed called Lou Anarumo, the defensive coordinator, a mad scientist. Jones, another shot downfield, incomplete. Bourne matched up with Taylor Britt, and Cincinnati holds up defensively. It's 4th down.
And that was Cam Taylor-Britt who got the holding call previously. Now he goes one-on-one. A little hand fighting there with Bourne, but watch how he gets his head back and he sees the ball. And when you're able to do that, you see how his head's around looking back for the football? You get more leeway from the officials in playing the ball. And Cam Taylor-Britt, the rookie out of Nebraska, comes up with a pass breakup.
2nd round pick. Now in that starting role with the injury to Awuzie. Inside the NFL, the show the pros watch. Tuesday, streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus. Joe Burrow and the Bengals take over at the 19-yard line. Irwin, the motion man. It's a handoff to Mixon. Cuts it to the outside, and Mixon turns on the speed. 1st down. Joe Mixon hasn't had the season that he would have hoped for, but he's going to get judged on what he does here in the final stretch of December into the playoffs.
Watch Cordell Volson, 67 on the pull, and a good read by Mixon because he got nice blocks from Irwin, 16, and Higgins, 85. And that's what distinguishes their run game a lot of the times. The bigger runs are a result of those wide receivers doing a nice job of blocking downfield. 19 yards on the carry.
Burrow will throw it. Catch, run by Chase. And he's dropped to the 45-yard line after a gain of 7 by Jonathan Jones and Jelani Tavai. Zach Taylor in year number 4. The Cincinnati Bengals have lost 7 straight games at New England. That's the longest active losing streak against any opponent. Last win on the road, 1986. Our guy, Boomer Esiason. Boomer against Tony Eason in that Bengals-Patriots matchup.
Those are 2 Super Bowl quarterbacks. Eason with the Patriots went to a Super Bowl. Boomer with Cincinnati.
You want to see the video?
I absolutely want to see the video.
So does Boomer. Look at that blonde stallion.
Look at him letting it rip down there. Is that David Johnson?
No, Eddie Brown.
Oh, it's Eddie Brown. Touchdown Eddie Brown. That's James Brooks, right?
That is. 56-yard touchdown to the 40.
And that's Sam White. Go grab the microphone, coach, and yell at the crowd.
31-7 Cincinnati victory against the Pats. Patriots have won 3 straight over the Bengals, 8 of the last 10. 2-yard pickup for Joe Mixon, met by Jabril Peppers. We check in with Evan Washburn.
Hey guys, I thought it was interesting how Zach Taylor used all of that as part of his messaging in the hotel last night to the team, with the general message being, we're not taking on some mythical creature when you walk into Gillette. So many teams get beat by the banners here. The Bengals wanted none of that.
So you're saying that you're not taking on any Kraken, right? It's not Bigfoot out there. It's another team to beat.
Burrow, high pass handled by Higgins. And that is just short of a 1st down. I think there is something to the mystique.
Yes.
And for many years, you come into Gillette Stadium and teams recognized all the accomplishments. Of course, Tom Brady was also in at quarterback, so that certainly played a role. But that's changing a bit, and Cincinnati is the team that's strutting a bit more with what they're doing and what they may do in the future.
The mystique and the banners work well when you have good teams on the field to present with them.
Burrow trying to do it himself. And
I don't think he got there.
Oh, no, he didn't get there at all. And Burrow comes out of the pile, doesn't have the football. Some words being exchanged. The officials getting in between.
I think that play was blown up right in the middle. Ted Karras, the center, he knows New England well. But let's take a look right in the middle and see where they win it. And you see right there that how Cincinnati's getting stood up. See where the helmets are straight up. They've lost the leverage battle. It means New England's gotten underneath and penetrated and forced the line of scrimmage back.
They whistled the play dead. That's why the fact that Jennings had the football, it wasn't a turnover. Play clock goes down to 0. So Cincinnati takes the delay, back it up, and now a change in philosophy. They're going to send Drew Chrisman out to punt it.
Now with a 22-0 lead, you go ahead and hope you can get a cheap one there. You don't get it. Defense is playing awfully well, as evidenced by the scoreboard, and you go ahead and punt it away. Zach Taylor talked to us about that in our meeting and said he felt like this would become more of a ball control type of a game if New England was playing up to that standard that they wanted to play. Run the football, beat you on defense, try and score on defense and beat you. But Cincinnati, with their rally early, has taken that element away.
So, Cincinnati product, Drew Chrisman, went to Ohio State, LaSalle High School, 2 state titles during his prep career. First punt of the day for him. He's averaging 47 yards per kick.
Hope he stayed loose over there. We saw what happened to those water bottles.
Yeah, how about Evan breaking out the props?
Love it.
He's going the carrot top route.
As long as he doesn't smash any fruit, you know, I'm good.
35-yard punt. It is fair caught at the 12. That's where New England will take over. Mac Jones is 6 of 11, 38 yards. Hey, look, I'm going to ask you the $64 million question, and we're going to deal with it on the other side. But
we leave that person nameless?
Nameless.
But definitely got into multiple shots.
Shotgun look out. Jones gets blasted. It wasn't the first hit. It was the second. Tupou, eventually Von Bell initially.
New England wanted something big. Cincinnati countered with the pressure. Strong safety Von Bell. And then as Jones gets away, here comes Josh Tupou to finish him off. Fortunate to stay in the field of play. Loss of 10. But I think the New England was trying their best to get something big downfield on first down.
2nd down and 20. Quick one to Myers, and he dives forward. I know this is not a quick fix by any stretch. This is going to require a lot of examination and preparation and retooling. But offensively, what are you seeing with the Patriots?
A talent drain. They don't have the talent to scare people. When you sit up at night as a defensive coordinator, you're going to respect the Patriots. They have good players. But you're not going to sit up at night and go, well, this guy's a breaker, and this guy's going to take. It's not like getting ready for Cincinnati. And that's where I think the issue is. They don't have those easy run-out plays. Everything, as I say in basketball, half court, and it's a slog. You've got to execute perfectly to get things done. 3rd down and 14 from his own end zone. Another short pass. Jonnu Smith gets twirled down at the 16-yard line. Akeem Davis-Gaither with the tackle, and that was very brief. Clock ticking, 7:24 and counting remaining in this 3rd quarter. It's 22-0 Cincinnati. We're just seeing a team that's on a different level, taking on the New England Patriots. They've accumulated this talent, integrated it well, added the right pieces.
Punt from Pilardi, room to work with Taylor. Spin move. And he's down to the 44-yard line. That's where Cincinnati will have it. Hope you're having a great holiday. Christmas Eve here in Foxborough, Massachusetts. Toss it to Asiasi. And blue jerseys converge, led by Kyle Duggar. It's a loss of 1.
Yeah, the Patriots only have 1 player elected to the Pro Bowl this year, selected for it. Matthew Judon, the outside linebacker. I think Duggar in future years might be a fixture there. Like his ability to play strong safety, can play back in the post, as they like to say, but his game preparation is what is evident. He watches a lot of film, ready for different things. Nice play there against Asiasi.
We asked him, who taught you how to tackle? He said, oh, my parents.
And they were basketball people, weren't they?
They were. Burrow with a catch along the sideline to Jamar Chase, and then he gets forced out by Marcus Jones on the play. So the fact that Burrow can place it exactly where it needs to be just shows you his mastery of this offense. He is over 300 yards, 313 on the day.
There's Chase. Look at him exhibiting those hands. Remember the one that got popped up in the air off his shoulder pads? Couldn't get his hands on it. When he's able to hands catch it, just snatches it out of the air so easily.
Under 6 minutes to go in the third. Burrow 32 of 40, 313 yards, 3 touchdowns and a pick. Flip it out. Joe Mixon hurdles out of bounds.
See, and I think they're starting to get Mixon going, and you noted it a couple of a possession ago, Ian. They're getting Mixon going at the right time, because he struggled all year long running the football, but he had that big breakout against Carolina, 153 yards, 4 touchdowns, and then another one through the air. And then he ends up with a concussion, misses a couple games, comes back, gets 96 yards against Cleveland with a 40-yard sprint. Not much last week against Tampa, but I think he's starting to round into form as their lead back again.
Line of scrimmage is now the 35, 2nd and 4 for Cincinnati. Handoff, Mixon trying to push the pile. It'll be short on the line to gain a 3-yard pickup. We asked Burrow, are you happy with where the offense is? He said, yeah, we're happy. It's not perfect. There are areas where we can improve. We're aware of those areas. So it was an acknowledgement of, no, there's still some room to grow here.
And wasn't it Tyler Boyd that we talked to that said, well, Joe always tells us there's another level we can get to. So he didn't tell us that, but Tyler Boyd's telling us, hey, behind closed doors, guys, we're doing fine, but this offense can get to another level, and it's already a scary proposition.
Boyd also added he has never seen Joe Burrow flustered, ever. Mixon looks like he got enough.
I think you might have seen him a little bit upset today, though. That pass, the interception, I think he felt like Tyler Boyd was supposed to make a little bit more of a play on it. I think he might have gotten at least a look from Joe Burrow on that play.
And the holding call will put the Bengals back. They went with a 6th offensive lineman, and Max Sharping gets called on the penalty.
But I guess if they're going to put you in the game, you might as well let people know you're there. If you're Max Sharping, not the way Cincinnati wants it.
3rd down and 11. Just over 4 minutes to go in the third. It's 22-0 Cincinnati. 38th play in New England territory. Burrow off his back foot. It's intercepted. Down the sideline, Marcus Jones has got speed. Still going all the way. Touchdown, Patriots. Did they ever need that? "69 yards on the return."
So Burrow reads the blitz. I think he got him into something else, and the communication wasn't all there with him and Jamar Chase. He throws to a spot. Remember earlier in the game, he did that, and Chase was right there for the football. This time he throws for a spot, doesn't get it. Marcus Jones with a nice cut inside and a jump over. The biggest play of the game for this Patriots team. Hopefully to get them going and get them activated now. There he is, giving a little dap to his son Steve, the defensive play caller for the Patriots.
6 defensive touchdowns this season for New England. That's the most in the NFL. It has matched a team record set back in 03 and 07. Burrow tried to make a play on it at the end. He ended up colliding with P-Rod, and we have another missed extra point.
So that ended
to the Jones 69-yard interception return for a touchdown. Extra point no good. It's 22-6. New England kicking it off with Vizcaino. Returnable for Williams. Works the sideline. and shoved out as he crossed the 35-yard line.
And how about the play, Ian, by Marcus Jones to help the Patriots get going here finally today. But he scored a few ways. Here's the punt return to beat the Jets on essentially the last play of the game. How about that? Put him in on offense against Buffalo. He goes 48 yards on the pass play. And now he completes the Triple Crown, the trifecta, the hat trick. He scored on offense, he scored in special teams, and now he scores on defense with an alert heads-up interception return for a touchdown. Big-time play by Marcus Jones, the rookie out of Houston.
Julian Edelman, last guy to do something like that for New England. Mitchell Wilcox with the catch. See how the Bengals and Burrow handle this. 4.5-yard pickup. Burrow 33 of 42. He's got 319 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. Now tack on the yardage up to 324 on the day.
You remember you said that Tyler Boyd told us that he'd never seen Joe Burrow flustered or out of sorts. Certainly didn't appear to be, just going right back out on the field, trying to get back in rhythm.
It speaks to his demeanor. Burrow, let's drop. It bounced off the shoulder of Mixon. It's going to be 3rd and 5.
Mixon coming across the field, seemed to hit him on the back shoulder. Not sure what the injury is there at Mixon as he twists, maybe when he twisted back. He's going to come to the sideline now.
So Pirine comes in to replace him.
See Burrow, see him the whole way. Hits him a little bit on the backside, but it's a catch Mixon's made before. But just twisted back, unable to pull it in.
Juwan Bentley may have stepped on his foot. That might have been the issue that you were describing.
And that's going to hurt in this weather.
Just over 3 minutes to go in the 3rd. Burrow on 3rd and 5. Didn't like what he saw. And clocks it. 4th down.
Good possession there for the New England defense. Back-to-back now. Take the pick 6 from Marcus Jones. Come out and set the keep the tempo rolling. Get Burrow thinking that he's got a certain look. Can't get it and just throws it into the ground to avoid throwing the ball into enemies' hands on back-to-back series. Well done by this Patriots defense.
And the first 3 and out of the day for Cincinnati. Chrisman to kick it. Marcus Jones waiting at the 8-yard line for New England. We just showed you how dangerous he is. They try to pin him along the sideline. And the Bengals get down the field to hem him in at the 23, led by the snapper, Adamitis. Patriots on offense when we come back to Foxborough. Up 7 with 3:43 left last week against Las Vegas. They had rallied from a 17-3 deficit, scored 21 straight points. The Keelan Cole controversial touchdown ties the game, and then obviously the Las Vegas lateral loses the game. Here in a 22-0 hole, they get the touchdown defensively from Jones. Now they're trying to get something going offensively. Jacoby Myers with a modest gain of 3 yards on 1st down.
Right back to line of scrimmage. Got to play a little bit of hurry up. Down 22-6 late in the 3rd.
Shotgun here for Jones. Looks downfield, delivers it underneath to Myers, and has a 1st down across the 35-yard line. That covers 11 yards.
Nice cut there by Myers after a nice throw by Mac Jones.
That's 5 1st downs on the day. Compare that to 25 for Cincinnati. We are under 2 minutes to go in the 3rd. Shotgun. Jones tries to get out of there, and he's ridden down on the play. Could not break away from Zach Carter. It's going to go down as a sack for Cincinnati.
Certainly looked like Camp Sample 96 was the first guy back there. Watch the pressure off the edges that forces him to step up in the pocket. Osai 58 There's sample 96, and then as he tries to break up and climb the pocket, Osai comes over to help run him down. As we look at Lou Anarumo, defensive coordinator of the Cincinnati Bengals, doing another excellent job.
Reader called him the mad scientist. It's also said he's a tremendous teacher, and he's a great listener.
Yeah, listens and trusts his players.
2nd and 11, fake the handoff. Jones on the move. Jones stops and throws, and he's got his man, Jonnu Smith, to the 40-yard line for 4. Look, right now the offense is dink and dunk. They've tried a few passes downfield with no success.
Yeah, and Tyquan Thornton gave them their best opportunity. Can't haul in one that was right in the breadbasket. If he does that, that may change things, loosen things up a little bit against Cincinnati. But because they can't get anything deep and haven't really stung them, the coverage, I think, will remain tight. They'll have to make a lot of contested catches down the stretch.
Mac Jones, native of Jacksonville, Florida, dealing with this frigid weather here in Foxborough. Shotgun formation on 3rd and 7. Jones gets rid of it. On time, Kendrick Bourne. And when you see Bourne out there, there are definitely moments you wonder, why hasn't he been more involved throughout the season?
Yeah, it's been one of the questions people have asked a long time throughout this season because of the year he had last year. And an excellent read, excellent throw by Mac Jones.
Completion. We go to the 4th in New England, 22-6. Bengals. Next level of cold, 17 degrees. Sun was a part of it for the first half, not so much here in the second half. We start the 4th quarter with Cincinnati in front, 22-6. First time New England has been in Cincinnati territory. Jones, incomplete. Kendrick Bourne extending for it. Eli Apple had a chance at a pick. 2nd and 10.
And they're fortunate Kendrick Bourne shifted from receiver to DB. Eli Apple thinks he's going to gather that one in, but he's not coming back to high point the ball. He's falling away from it, which allows Bourne to sneak in and almost snatch it away and turn it into a tremendous catch. He was going to break it up, but it almost turned into a big-time play for New England. On that type of play, Eli Apple's got to come back to the ball instead of falling away from it.
Extended time here for Bourne, 2nd and 10. Mac Jones, wow, major pop. The ball is incomplete. Jonnu Smith got stamped on the play.
Well, that was the old 1-2 right there. He caught it from both sides. And we talked in the NFL today about how this team is tough down the middle. One reason, Jermaine Pratt, number 57, the linebacker, he and Logan Wilson teaming up together to form one of the better duos in the league. And got some help from his corner on that play as well.
Yeah, Jonnu Smith is being escorted to the sideline. He definitely got hit hard on a combination. Taylor Britt, first one, and then Pratt.
Cam Taylor-Britt played some safety in college. That was a clean hit. Shoulder down below the shoulder level, and he came right through him. His tackling has been very good since he's assumed the starting role for Chidobe Awuzie.
3rd and 10, Jones 12 of 19, 89 yards for the Pats. We are early in the 4th. Stevenson shifts to the other side on 3rd and 10. Jones delivers it downfield, and a crowd hold in. Kendrick Bourne. .32 yards. Bourne free.
And how about Mac Jones trusting a receiver to come down with it, because all you see are white shirts as he throws that right down the middle of the field, and Bourne goes and gets it.
1st and goal. They're moving quickly here. Handoff to Stevenson. Stacked up short of the 5-yard line. So finally some signs of life for this New England offense. They have not established anything on the ground. Stevenson has been held in check. He's been one of the toughest runners in the NFL this year. Bourne has their longest run of the day. If you remember that 29-yarder earlier in the first half, and he's got the longest catch of the day, 32 yards.
And in a game like this, sometimes it takes those individual big plays in order to get your team going. And we've seen it from Marcus Jones, and now we're seeing it from Kendrick Bourne.
Extra offensive lineman, doesn't matter. Stevenson He gets smothered by DJ Reader. No gain on the play.
And Mac Jones is gesturing hard to the sideline about something that I think that he wants, as opposed to maybe what they might be sending in. He continues to gesture and gesticulate towards the sideline about what he wants. As the play call comes in, and look who's back in the middle of that defense for Cincinnati. Number 98, DJ Reader, who controls the run game against most teams.
3rd and goal. Trailing 22-6. Jones. Back of the end zone. Touchdown! Kendrick Bourne. A big day for Bourne. And the Bengals now have a tight lead here in the 4th. New England is rallying.
And good recognition by Mac Jones to know that Cam Taylor-Britt, number 29, can't see him and has no idea the ball is coming. When you see the back of the helmet of a defensive back and he's paired with a receiver, you trust the receiver on that play. Put the ball out there, let him adjust to it. Defensive back oftentimes will not have enough time to get his head around and make the play. Excellent job by Mac Jones. And the New England Patriots back in the end zone going for 2.
Remember, a missed extra point here changes the decisions you have to make later in the game. 2-point try. Trying to make this a 1-possession game. Jones tosses it. Incomplete. Over the head of Jacoby Myers. Jesse Bates in coverage. 12:58 to go here in the 4th. Looked like Cincinnati was going to cruise. Not quite yet. Very much on their way to capturing their 7th straight win, but New England defensive play, touchdown. Finally get a drive together. They score a touchdown. They trail 22-12. Couple of picks from Joe Burrow. Kick from Vescano to Williams. Lane opened up, but then got slowed down by one of his own men as he crossed the 25-yard line. The NFL family is committed to advancing social justice in communities across the country through the Inspire Change initiative. The new Inspire Change Changemaker Award recognizes community members who are working every day to create progress on important issues. To learn more about Inspire Change and these changemakers, visit NFL.com/InspireChange.
And I'm not sure Cincinnati saw this coming, but this is the most important drive of the game for them right now, the way the momentum is starting to shift.
Burrow guns it. Up high, handled by Higgins. To have that at your disposal, to know that T. Higgins is probably going to win his one-on-one matchup when you toss it up towards the sky. Higgins is 6'4", Marcus Jones is 5'8".
Does that play look familiar to you at all?
Yeah, a little bit.
Got a little recall on this? Isn't that pretty much how we started this ball game? Essentially the same play, go up and get it, just what you noted. Joe Burrow has that in his hip pocket, likes the matchup, and T. Higgins makes him right.
8 catches, 128 yards, and a touchdown. Burrow up to 355 through the air. We'll hit the 12-minute mark of this 4th quarter. Mixon launching himself, so whatever issue he may have had getting stepped on earlier, he remains in the game. It's a 3-yard pickup, hit by Carl Davis and Jawan Bentley of New England.
And what was interesting was Joe Burrow was under center. Remember in the beginning of the year, they did a lot more under center, but as time moved on and evolved, the way the offensive line blocked, the way their running game was struggling, and Joe Burrow's preference for being in shotgun to see the entire field, they've moved away from him being under center with their running game, have gone to much more of the look we're seeing now.
Motion man Irwin, give, Mixon knifes through. 5-yard gain for Joe Mixon. Good block from Alex Kappa. Mentioned Lael Collins had that injury earlier. New England now dealing with an injury.
See those red sleeves.
And it's Matthew Judon. When we talked to Bill Belichick about Judon, he said he just brings so much energy to the team. He's durable, he's dependable, plays every single play so hard, it's impossible not to notice it if you're one of his teammates.
And when he's off the field, it changes a lot of what they're going to do. This is a third down where Cincinnati possibly would throw the football. Third and short, they're more about 60% throwing the ball than they are running it. So you've lost one of the duo there, he and Josh Uche, who have been factors at times in the passing game today. See them against the Eagles and the Cowboys guys.
Third down and 2. Mixon, he paused for a moment, and the stop and go is going to be enough for a first down. Adrian Phillips slid in there. Contact, but Mixon too strong.
That was a third. I thought it was like a third effort by Mixon in order to pick that up as you described it. They've got a chance. There's Wilcox trying to throw the block on coming on the backside. Right there, Phillips has him as you described. And look at that, the leg drive and the determination as he hurls his body forward and picks up the necessary yardage.
And they get to use more clock. We're down to 10:25 to go in the fourth. 22-12, Bengals. Burrow, pump fake. He'll fire it to the sideline, caught by Mixon. So Mixon has 54 yards on the ground. He's been involved in the pass game as well. That's his 6th catch of the afternoon, covering 38 yards.
And because you have guys like Mixon and Samaje Perine, that allows Joe Burrow that extra luxury of, I do not have to force it downfield. Do you see the hitch back there in the pocket? As he looked downfield, wasn't there? Okay, I've got my swing, I've got my check down. Gets right to it.
Judon back in there for New England and ready to rush the passer. Motion man Irwin. Fake on the jet sweep. Give it to Mixon. He's met after the gain of 2 by Christian Barmore, second-year defensive lineman from Alabama. It's 3rd and 4. Cincinnati, 418 yards of offense. They only had 237 last week in that come-from-behind win. Second fewest in a game this season. They allowed 396 to Tampa Bay. Burrow on 3rd down. Off the hands of Irwin. That would have been his 3rd touchdown of the day. Burrow thought he had it.
Yeah, Irwin's going to regret this one. I mean, it's all set up for him. That play was called specifically for him because Jamar Chase just stayed on the line of scrimmage to draw coverage towards him and away from the middle of the field, and the ball's right there. I know he's laying out trying to go get it, just a tad there, but Trenton Irwin, he's going to wish he had that one back.
So looking for some pad here from McPherson. 43-yard attempt. They handle the snap. McPherson, it's no good. Again on this end of the field. That is where we have seen the trouble on field goals and point afters. Joining you from Foxborough, Massachusetts, about 30 miles outside of Boston. Patriots have it, trailing 22-12. And a 1st and 10 at their own 33. Jones from the gun. Open man. He feeds it. Tyquan Thornton is dropped across the 40-yard line for a gain of 9. Down to Evan.
It's just for some context on all the missed kicks at this right end zone. I actually spoke to Evan McPherson after the 2 missed extra points, and he said, if you don't get it cleanly on this end, even with light winds, it's going to take it. This is the unforgiving end of the field. One extra note, Jonnu Smith out right now being evaluated for a head injury. His return is questionable.
Well, that's no Hunter Henry, no Jonnu Smith. They did activate Scotty Washington, a hybrid tight end wide receiver. Jones, they needed a yard. Kendrick Bourne hit by Logan Wilson, and that spot is short. No gain on the play.
And this is one of those gotta have it for New England. Clock ticking, approaching 8 minutes to go in this ball game. Not many possessions left for a New England team that scored in their last possession, and then prior to that had the interception return for a touchdown. This is a must-get 3rd down for them.
Jones on a give. Stevenson, it appears to be enough. That initial spot from the far side was right on the line to gain. And it is enough. 1st down. Patriots, 7.5 to go.
And they get right back to the line of scrimmage. Try and hold Cincinnati on the guys who are in on the short yardage. Let's see if they want to dial up something here, thinking they can take advantage of that personnel grouping.
40. Here's Jones. Through the air, sideline. It's caught by Bourne, but incomplete. He was out of bounds.
And they went quickly and stayed on the line of scrimmage because they wanted the short yardage personnel for Cincinnati in, which would be lesser on the passing, on the pass rush. Did the second foot get down? Let's take a look. One down there, second foot there. Does it survive the ground? He's got both hands wrapped around the football. The ball can touch the ground if he has control. If I'm in New England, I want to look at that.
Well, Bourne just saw the replay. He is motioning to the New England sideline.
They need to go ahead and do that at this stage of the game. You can't waste this opportunity to pick up something big.
Bill had to dig into the sock. He did toss the flag, but he wasn't happy about something that just transpired.
Probably wasn't happy he had to toss the flag. He wanted it called correctly from the beginning. Foot's down there, one. Here comes two. There it is.
Incomplete pass.
He's got control, and the ball can hit the ground if you are maintaining control with both hands. That's what New England is going to argue about why it should be determined a catch. And you have to take the chance now, down where they are in the game and where the clock is. You have to throw the flag here. It's a good move by Bill Belichick.
Gene Steratore is watching along with us. You just saw the sequence of replays here. Gene, what's your take?
Sure did, and Charles does a great job of setting it up for me. To me, Bourne sticks the ball. He's firmly possessing it. Both feet do touch. Yes, the ball does hit the ground, but Bourne's hands are securing that football. And although it moves, I don't believe that he ever loses that possession that he initially gained airborne. I think you change this to complete, fellas.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement. First of all, give a lot of credit to Bourne, who somehow, as his body is contorting, got the second foot down on a graze.
And then to have the strength of hands as you're coming to the ground to survive the ground so the ball stays in your hands and you take advantage of the rule where it can touch the ground if you have possession. And New England had to challenge that. If they didn't challenge it, they were remiss on that one. Where they are in the game, time on the scoreboard, opportunity for a big play. And it's a legit challenge. Good move by Bill Belichick and the Patriots taking it.
Craig Rolstad still looking. That is along the Cincinnati sideline. And here we go.
Control.
After review, the receiver was able to get both feet down in bounds and maintain control of the ball. Therefore, it is a catch. It was first down and 10 on the 29-yard line. Please reset the game clock to 7:05.
So you get a spirited reaction after the 28-yard catch. Line of scrimmage is now the 29. Kendrick Bourne, 5 catches, 85 yards, and a touchdown.
7:05, thank you.
You're welcome, Craig. They're going to tack a second on, 7:05.
Love your rapport. Just love it.
That's important.
It is. Relationships make the world go around. But what I like about what we're seeing is Kendrick Bourne has just decided today's my day to step out and help my team.
Fake it, toss it. Well read. Ramondre Stevenson, but Mike Hilton never bought into the fake. Loss of 1.
And Mike Hilton was blitzing on the play, and he got the read on it and did not continue past where the play was going to end up. He could have continued on towards the quarterback and tried to make the play that way, but we had to, had his senses going, figured it out, and stayed with the receiver and made the play.
Second down and 11, 6:24 and counting left in the 4th.
Look at the Mike Zimmer double A gap look.
Jones trying to spin out of it. He tossed it with the left hand, And Jermaine Pratt comes away with the football. They're going to rule it incomplete. Pratt is still going. Chugging down the sideline with him. Von Bell got a piece. The question, will it be grounding?
He did toss it. That's a forward pass and be
Intentional
incomplete.
grounding. Offense, number 10. That's a loss of down. Third down at the spot of the pass.
Well, they'll obviously take that. Gene, you just saw the play, bang, bang. Your assessment?
Yeah, and you know what, Ian, even though Mac Jones is out of the pocket, he has to get the football back to the original line of scrimmage. No receiver in the area in the offensive backfield, and even though he's dumping it, he's got to get that football back to the original line of scrimmage to avoid an intentional grounding.
Yeah, so the shovel with the left hand as Jones was trying to avoid the sack. But it's a loss of 13 on the play.
Is that a red flag that's on the field now?
It is.
And you know what I think that is? Zach Taylor's going to say it wasn't a forward pass. It was a fumble that the ball left his hands before he actually made the motion. The motion was there throwing it, but he's going to say the ball was out of his hands as a fumble first.
He's challenging the ruling on the field of an incomplete pass.
So we look at it again. Let's take a look and see, was he actually throwing it or was the ball out of his hand and the motion continued? That's what they're arguing.
Yeah, Gene, you're watching with us. What'd you see?
You know, we see a lot of unorthodox kind of plays, especially when quarterbacks are in this type of situation. I still think that Mac Jones is controlling that football, although it's hands underneath. He is trying to move it forward, and I would deem that as a passing motion, as unorthodox as it seems. But I don't think that that ball is loose before he pushes that ball, as we can see there clearly from this replay forward. I put that in a pass category, guys.
I do the same, Gene, and I think what's going to throw people off is we have it slowed down with the super slow-mo, right, for lack of a better term. So it almost looks like, yeah, it's out and it goes, but it's all, to me, hand in hand as you do regular motion. To me, that's an incomplete pass. The grounding call should stand.
I agree with you, Charles.
All right, the question's going to be what Craig Rolstad is seeing along the sideline and which direction this is going to go. Call on the field was incomplete, but intentional grounding. So New England penalized. What Zach Taylor is trying to do is give the football to his offense on a turnover.
See, when we've got to slow down that much,
After
you can
review,
say it.
The ruling on the field stands as called. It is an incomplete pass. Timer, please reset the game clock to 6 minutes and 13 seconds. 6:13. Cincinnati will be charged with a team timeout and a challenge.
So you can see the look on Zach Taylor's face. Obviously, he and the coaching staff felt very good about their case.
Yeah, and I understand where he's coming from. I think he's wrong on this one. I do think that it was an incomplete pass because in real speed, when you see the motion, it is one thing coming out. Slow motion, it looks like it's popping out as he's going. He's pushing it out there, in my opinion.
Meanwhile, New England's looking at a 3rd and 24. A jump. Hendrickson looking for the advantage. Was he coaxed off sides?
False start. Offense.
He was.
Number 77. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Trent Brown.
That would be the 11th penalty of the year by my count on Trent Brown. When we met with New England earlier this year, the comment was inconsistency at offensive tackle. And they've had that all season long. Trent Brown, Isaiah Wynn now on IR. They had to go get Connor McDermott off the Jets practice squad. He started the last 3 games. It's been a struggle for them at that spot.
3rd and 29. Jones steps up, tries to avoid it, buys some time. Jones uncorks, deep ball, touchdown on the ricochet. Jacoby Myers. .48 yards and give the assist to Scotty Washington.
If we didn't know better, it looks like Scotty Washington pushes it back to Jacoby Myers, but it's just off of his hands. And you noted that Scotty Washington's in the game because of the injuries to Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith. Scotty Washington just elevated this weekend for this game, and he comes up with a huge play for the New England Patriots. They kick here, they're within a field goal of the Cincinnati Bengals.
Jacoby Myers 1 week ago involved in the disastrous lateral, and the extra point is no good. It spreads. 22-18 with 6:02 to go. They had a chance to bring it to within 3.
Washington right there with plenty of people around him, and no one's making a good play on the ball. Trey Flowers, Cam Taylor-Britt. Washington goes up and has most of the control, although I use that term loosely. But the ricochet, the bounce off of him, and Jacoby Myers in the right spot. He goes from a horrific lateral last week to being the beneficiary of the bounce on the Hail Mary to get New England in position to have a shot at this ball game.
He missed 2 games with a concussion. He's the Pats' leading receiver this season. That is not how it was drawn up. The Patriots now within 4, but another missed extra point here in Foxborough. 6:02 to go here in the 4th. Combined, the kickers are 1 of 4 on point afters here today.
Well, when they moved the extra point back, I think that was some of what the rules committee had in mind. They wanted to make you earn it a little bit more than have it be automatic. Certainly has not been that today.
Kick from Vasqueno. Williams for Cincinnati. Makes a cut. And he goes down just short of the 25. Hey, football fans, join Nickelodeon and the NFL for the most wonderful slime of the year. The Denver Broncos and the LA Rams in the Nickelodeon NFL Nickmas game. Christmas Day, 4:30 Eastern. It's only on Nickelodeon. Meanwhile, Cincinnati now finds itself in a hairy situation. This game was lopsided. The Bengals controlling both sides of the ball. All of a sudden, it's 22-18. Burrow pitch and catch to Wilcox. And the tight end takes it for a gain of 8, tackled by Jonathan Jones on the play. Joe Burrow is closing in on 400 yards passing here this afternoon.
I can't imagine he thought he'd be in this spot where they're passing to try and close out the game at this stage. They thought they had this thing well in hand.
18 unanswered points from the Pats. Get it to Chase. He launches himself in the air, and enough for a first down.
And stays in bounds and keeps the clock moving. There's the leap. Marcus Jones. And look at Chase twisting his body back to stay in bounds. Good awareness, understanding field, clock, and situation. Keep things moving for his offense.
Under 5 minutes to go. Higgins, the motion man, he's had a big day. 8 catches, 128 yards, and a touchdown. Burrow, the throw. Mixon puts the helmet down, drives across the 40-yard line with Jones and Tavai collaborating on the stop. 4-yard pickup. Burrow now at 375 yards through the air.
And notice that this is a Cincinnati team. The head coach, Zach Taylor, also their play caller, doesn't change identity trying to protect the lead. Right? Down the stretch, what do we do best on offense? We throw it to our guys. We give them chances in open field. We trust our quarterback, Joe Burrow. They didn't turn around and hand it off 3 times and hope to trust their defense down the stretch.
We'll call it 2nd and 5. Running play, Mixon, not much of a hole, falls forward. 2-yard pickup to the 44, hit by Dietrich Wise Jr.
Well, if the crowd's going to get into it, now's the time. Biggest third down of the game.
Cincinnati entered the day 4th in the NFL on third down. The other teams ahead of them: Kansas City, Buffalo, Philadelphia. High-quality squads, 47% on the year. It's a 3rd and 3. Rush coming. Losing the football. Jamar Chase. Patriots take over. Judon knocks it free, and the Pats come away with it. Marcus Jones. What a turnaround here in Foxborough.
Matthew Judon, known for his pass rushing, drops into coverage on that play and pops the ball free. Had 9 drops into coverage against Las Vegas. Thought there'd be less of that today, but could not have come at a more perfect time. And what a play on the ball by Judon, the Pro Bowler. 4 straight for the Pro Bowl, 2 here in New England, and he knocks it free. And there's Marcus Jones, who had the pick 6 earlier, on the spot, and New England is in business.
Well, 2 things here. 1, clear catch in your eyes for Jamar Chase, no questions?
In my mind, yes. I know that by the way the rules are read and how you do it, you got to take a look and check it out. But as I'm watching the game, I thought he caught the ball and was making a move to try and get upfield.
And the other part of the equation is Marcus Jones. He is still down on the field. Right now, New England has possession. 3:12 to go in the 4th. A 43 of Cincinnati with 3:12 to play. Trailing 22-18. Jones to throw it. Sideline route, over the head. Thornton, the intended receiver, flag on the play. Now, Zach Taylor is befuddled.
Yeah, he's seeing this one slip away, and he can't understand how. So right now, every call, it comes into question for him, and understandably so. He can't believe he's sitting in this position, figuring this game would have been put away many moons
Prior
ago.
to the pass, holding, defense, number 20. It's a 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So no pass interference. It's a hold called on Eli Apple as Thornton made his move upfield.
Inside arm, and it's right there. You see it extended, working against Thornton. When you get that arm extended and get it out there in front of it, officials are going to see it and detect it. And Eli Apple can have a propensity for penalties, and it popped up at the worst possible time for Cincinnati.
Place it at the 38. On the draw, Stevenson grinds out yards. 7 of them to the 31. The fumble by Chase has put New England in this position. It was a 3rd down. He was going to come up short of the first time, but they were going to punt it away and at least play field position game.
Absolutely. And they've given up some improbable plays down the stretch. And Kendrick Bourne has made those plays for New England. One person has really sparked them and given them this opportunity.
And Charles Marcus Jones sets up as a receiver. They'll throw it to him. Jones makes one man miss. And Jones squeezes out extra yards using that raw speed and escapability.
And this is what he did at the University of Houston when they would flip him around from his defensive back position. Not just a kick return, they'd use him on offense as well. 1 man misses, 2 man misses, missed. And then finally, he carries Cam Taylor-Britt for extra yardage downfield. He made Logan Wilson, their most sure tackler, miss in the open field.
We have hit the 2-minute warning here in the 4th. Rally mode for the Pats. Cincinnati trying to hold on. The Patriots have battled back. First down at the Cincinnati 16. Jones on a give. Stevenson redirects. They'll push him across the 10.
How about that fight down at the end of it by the by this New England offense? Looks like that run is pretty much done, and we know why they had to call that one, right? Have to preserve time for themselves just in case they give up the points.
We have seen Marcus Jones on offense. He was the catalyst that got this thing going for New England. Interception return for a touchdown to give the Pats their first points of the day.
And he's still out there, I believe, right here in the slot.
On second down. Running play. Stevenson tripped down low, but enough for the first down.
If he's not tripped, I think he's barreling into the end zone. Well, he had a head of steam right there, and it looked like he had a clear opening. Let's see who gets him. Hilton right there, 21. If he doesn't trip him up, that's going to be a big-time collision right there with Von Bell.
We got a timeout from Cincinnati. NFL Today update to New York Vikings this season.
And how about the way they came back from that emotional, beyond emotional comeback and win against Indianapolis and put out the effort they had to today to beat the Giants.
And now the Patriots are trying to come from behind against the Bengals.
And the Patriots have to win this one and their last two to ensure themselves a playoff spot. They were 22 points down in this game, and now they're knocking at the doorstep with a chance to take the lead.
Just looking at the spot right now, they have marked him down at the 6.5-yard line.
Thought he was a little bit deeper. Did they say a body part down earlier?
So under 2 minutes, they can look at anything, and they might have looked at it and determined that Stevenson was down before the spot they originally gave him.
Let's take a look again to know what you're talking about, Ian.
It's been determined that the run was short of the line to gain. Therefore, to be third down and short from the 6.5-yard line.
The knee did go down prior to.
So it changes
the game clock
your
to
play
147.
selection.
Cincinnati has still taken and been charged with their timeout.
And
Cincinnati stopped the clock, so 147 left.
watch as he goes. Watch the right knee. Down right there. There's your football.
So they're putting it just short of the 6-yard line.
Bourne back out on the field, out on the wing. He's been the big catalyst of a lot of this.
Third down, less than a yard. 147 to go. Jones give. Stevenson denied. But forward progress might be enough. It all depends on where they place the football. Hill and Pratt drove him backwards, and it is enough. First down inside the 6. Cincinnati has no timeouts remaining. Matt Patricia, senior football advisor, coaches the offensive line, trying to dial up the right play. First and goal. Handoff. Stevenson stonewalled, and Stevenson lost the football. Cincinnati claims they've got it, and they do. The Patriots cough it up with 55 seconds to go. Flags are flying after the fumble. Stevenson played a role in the lateral last week. Got it started after the run.
The ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by Cincinnati. First down. After the play, personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. New England, number 10. It's a 15-yard penalty. First down, Cincinnati.
B.J. Hill on the recovery. This is astounding.
Look who meets him first. That's DJ Reader, 98. And then the punch out, I believe, was Von Bell, 24. As Reader stands him up, Bell punches the ball out, and then the skirmish begins. Watch Reader, 98 in the middle, stands him up. Then coming from the side, you'll see 24 get into play. Right there, there's the punch out. Ball's out. Now the scramble begins. Who ends up with it? Cincinnati determined to get it. B.J. Hill, number 92.
to 59 seconds. 59. Thank you.
So they're going to put time on the clock.
Number 74 has reported
Just
eligible.
looking
Number 74
at the
is
clock and the
eligible.
math, if they were to stop Cincinnati on 3 downs here with 3 timeouts remaining, they could get the ball back with 30 seconds or so left.
And you're not guaranteed for Cincinnati to turn and hand it off up the middle on every snap.
What a shift here. Play is whistled dead. Flags down on the handoff to Mixon.
False start. Offense, number 74. It's a 5-yard penalty. First down.
Why is New England down by 4? Missed extra points. McPherson had his problems for Cincinnati. Folk the same for New England.
That was the second of 2 on the day for Folk, correct? That was
Correct.
the last one right there that put him in this spot.
59 seconds left, 1st and 15. 5-yard penalty on the Bengals. Handoff, Mixon twisting his body, and a timeout taken after
First charge timeout.
the 4-yard
New
run by
England.
Mixon.
Just a 30-second timeout.
Coming up, State Farm postgame show. JB and the gang in New York. Latest NFL scores and highlights all coming up on the State Farm postgame show.
So you go back to last week, and the way that New England lost the game, 2 of their best playmakers involved in a play that is inexplicable. None of us can explain it, right? Ramondre Stevenson, Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers, a little bit of redemption off the tip ball from Scotty Washington. This fumble here by Ramondre Stevenson, back-to-back weeks, that's going to be hard to get past.
Complete crusher. 2nd and 11. New England 2 timeouts left, 55 seconds on the clock. Mixon going up the middle. And they'll force New England to take the 2nd timeout as there's 52 seconds remaining. Anthony Jennings will get credit for the tackle. You know, I think something that New England talked about after the calamity of last week, gathering together on the sidelines, making sure everyone's on the same page.
And all that is wonderful as you discuss it, talk about it, do it. Then the execution has to come from it. It all has to come together and finish it off. And this team, talk about valiant throughout this ball game. This thing seemed done. They were dead. There was no energy. And they found a way to get themselves back into a position to where they are now. And that last fumble may have been the one. See if they can get the ball back one more time here.
3rd and 9. Give it to Mixon again. Patriots stop him. He is stuffed after a gain of 1 at the 25 by Jabril Peppers.
Their 3rd and final charge timeout is a 30-second timeout.
Don't forget, State Farm postgame show. They're standing by. JB, Phil, Boomer, Coach Cower around the NFL with scores and highlights coming up. State Farm postgame show.
One thing to keep in mind, remember earlier in the ball game, Michael Pilardi just dropped the football on a snap as a punter for New England. And this kind of a day, slick ball a little bit. It's not the weather as much as just it's so dry. Are you getting enough grip on it? That's what Drew Chrisman has to be mindful of here. Make sure he handles the football as he tries to punt it.
Marcus Jones comes out to return it at the 30-yard line. Chrisman will get it at the 10. Jones has done it before.
Don't punt it down the middle.
Chrisman, low punt. Jones backpedaling, bobbles, out of bounds.
Well placed by Drew Chrisman too. They were not going to make the mistake the Jets made when Braden Mann punted it right down the middle. Remember Deshaun Jackson years ago with the Eagles and the Giants, the punt was right down the middle and they made the big plays to beat someone late. This time Cincinnati punted it to the angle, to the edge, and the ball goes out of bounds, gives their defense a better opportunity.
50-yard punt, 41 seconds on the clock. 22-18, Cincinnati in front. Patriots have it at their own 24-yard line. No timeouts remaining on either side.
Right, Marcus Jones isn't on the field as a playmaker for them. They probably don't have much of a package for him in terms of running routes.
Mac Jones operating from the gun. Play clock down to 1. Jones steps up, tosses on the move. That connection made with Kendrick Bourne. Down at the 39. They have to move quickly here after the 15-yard gain. 26 seconds, 25. And he spikes it with 24.
This will be interesting to see what Lou Anarumo wants to do here with Cincinnati, because a lot of people want to play prevent and just give up shots. I get the sense that he's going to want to make sure you don't get any people behind you, but he might bring an extra guy to speed up the process for Mac Jones. The best play they've had in the second half for pressure has been a safety blitz with Von Bell, number 24. Let's see if he wants to bring a Von Bell or a Mike Hilton and put a little extra pressure on Mac Jones.
24 seconds on the clock. From the Patriots' 39-yard line. Jones forced out of there, delivers incomplete. Stevenson, the intended target, stops the clock with 19 seconds remaining.
And remember, for Cincinnati, Sam Hubbard has not played today. So he's one of the bookend defensive ends with Trey Hendrickson, who's out there now playing with a broken wrist. Will it be Cam Sample? Will it be Joseph Asai? Who's going to be the second guy to help put pressure on the quarterback? Well, Cincinnati appears to be playing coverage if they don't mix it up and bring an extra person, because right now you put everyone deep because they've got to score a touchdown to beat you.
Third down for the Patriots. Jones, short one, it's dropped by Stevenson. And now it's fourth down with 14 seconds left. Remember, they didn't try the Hail Mary last week, and there were comments afterwards. Bill Belichick said, hey, we just didn't believe we could do it from there.
Right, didn't think that Mac Jones had enough to put it down there. And now this is even deeper.
15 seconds, 15, thank you.
To me, this is a play that you try and pick up the first down and get the clock stopped somehow and set up the Hail Mary. I don't think you're throwing the Hail Mary here.
Well, they still need 10 yards.
Got to try and find something and try and get the clock stopped, get out of bounds.
They've already had one tip play go their way here today. And they run out of time on the play clock.
Delay game, offense number 10. It's a 5-yard penalty, fourth down.
So the game clock back to 15. They back it up on the penalty now at the 34-yard line. They need 15 yards for a first down. Fourth down for New England.
Yeah, I don't think the Cincinnati's going to bring anyone now. You see those guys up front? There's your pass rush. Everyone else, that's all coverage time now.
Jones, step. He's going to throw a deep ball up in the air. Broken up, and it's over. The rally falls short. Cincinnati is going to win its 7th in a row. Taylor Britt makes the play on Tyquan Thornton.
Ineligible man downfield. Offense, that penalty is declined. The result of the play, first down, Cincinnati.
And he had a step. Look at Thornton, and he's deep. If that ball's out there a little bit, he's got a chance, but the ball's just a tad short, and that brings Cameron Taylor-Britt back into the play, and he helps break it up. But if he puts it out there, they have beaten the angle of Von Bell, number 24, coming from the middle of the field, and that would have been interesting. But Cam Taylor-Britt battled, hung in there, and broke up the pass.
The Patriots have lost 4 of their last 5, and it just feels like a role reversal. What Cincinnati did to New England today. The fumble late, coming away with it, getting the W, the first win at New England since 1986, snapping a 7-game losing streak for the Bengals on the road against the Pats. And more importantly, still alive for the number 1 seed. They improved to 11-4 on the season. The Patriots drop to under 500. They are 7-8. Jacksonville very much in the mix for the division title. So Jacksonville is thinking AFC South. New England just trying to stay in it overall for a wild card berth. Cincinnati improves to 11-4. They get it done over the Pats. Coming up next, State Farm postgame show. For Charles Davis, Evan Washburn, Gene Steratore, Ian Eagle saying so long from Foxborough. We'll take you to New York for all the scores and highlights. Happy holidays, everybody, from all of us. The NFL on CBS.